Welcome back to JK&JM Buzz for a new video viral. Jungkook has returned as a dance monster, and this video is the proof. The moment the clip surfaced, the atmosphere across global fan communities shifted instantly. There was no announcement, no countdown, no dramatic teaser from an official account. Just a simple video that spread quietly at first, then exploded across timelines, fan pages, and reaction channels. Jungkook appeared dressed entirely in black, moving inside a practice room. No stage lights, no backup dancers, no obvious performance setup. Yet within seconds, it was clear something had changed. Something had evolved. Something powerful was unfolding right before everyone's eyes. This was not the Jungkook the world last saw smiling through fan events or stepping off concert stages. This was Jungkook fully immersed in movement, locked into rhythm, precision, and an intensity that felt almost dangerous in its control. Every step landed with purpose. Every pause spoke louder than a shout. The energy radiating from the screen was raw, disciplined, and unmistakably intentional. It wasn't just dance. It was a statement. Fans instinctively gave it a name, the return of a dance monster. The term itself isn't new. Longtime followers remember when Jungkook was introduced as BTS's Golden Magne, a performer who absorbed choreography as if it were second nature and executed it with terrifying ease. Over the years, his image expanded. Vocalist, pop icon, global superstar. Somewhere along the way, the sheer ferocity of his dancing became something admired quietly rather than feared openly. Until now, this video changed everything. There were no flashy edits or dramatic camera angles. The focus stayed stubbornly on Jungkook's body language. His shoulders rolled with tension held back, not released. His footwork was sharp yet grounded, as if he were testing the floor beneath him. His hands cut through the air with precision, stopping exactly where they needed to, never overshooting, never softening. It was restraint married to power, and that combination unsettled viewers in the best possible way. What struck people first was his presence. Even standing still, Jungkook commanded attention. The room felt smaller around him, as if the walls themselves were leaning in. When the music began, he didn't rush. He waited. That pause alone told a story. A dancer confident enough to delay movement understands control on a deeper level. When he finally moved, it wasn't explosive for spectacle's sake. It was calculated, layered, and deeply intentional. As the video circulated, fans noticed details casual viewers might miss. The subtle shifts in his center of gravity, the relaxed upper body paired with a rhythm-driven lower body, the contrast between fluid transitions and sudden, knife-like stops. This wasn't choreography meant to please a crowd. This was training. This was refinement. This was someone sharpening a weapon. Speculation ignited immediately, even without official words. Was this preparation for a solo project? A new performance concept? A future stage destined to redefine expectations once again? Whatever the answer, the consensus formed quickly. Jungkook had not been idle. He had been building something quietly, patiently, away from the noise. What intensified the reaction was the absence of explanation. No caption hinting at what was next. No behind-the-scenes commentary. The silence amplified the impact. Fans were left to interpret the message through movement alone, and the movement spoke volumes. For many, the clip felt like a reminder of something they had almost forgotten. Jungkook is not just a singer who dances well. He is a dancer who understands music at a cellular level. His body doesn't follow the beat, it converses with it. That relationship was on full display. The way he anticipated tempo changes. The way his breathing aligned with the rhythm. The way his expression stayed focused yet unreadable. It felt intimate, almost invasive, like watching someone rehearse in a space they never expected the world to see. The outfit choice added another layer. A black beanie, a loose black shirt, no accessories pulling attention away from movement. Idle glamour was stripped away, leaving only the performer. This aesthetic wasn't accidental. It echoed practice room culture, where reputation means nothing and only skill survives. And in that environment, Jungkook didn't just survive. He dominated. Longtime fans felt echoes of earlier eras, back when BTS was still fighting to prove itself. But there was something undeniably new here. This Jungkook carried the confidence of someone who had already conquered the world and returned not to show off, but to refine. The hunger was different, less desperate, more dangerous. Dance professionals and enthusiasts echoed similar reactions. This wasn't about hitting counts perfectly. It was about texture, weight, and intention. His movements carried density, history, experience, restraint. The ability to say more while doing less. That's what separates good dancers from great ones. The idea of Jungkook entering a new phase as a performance-focused artist gained traction. Not abandoning vocals, not distancing himself from music, but recentering dance as a primary language. This wasn't nostalgia. This wasn't repetition. This was something sharper. Across platforms, fans repeated the same sentiment in different words. He looks focused. He looks dangerous. He looks ready. The word monster resurfaced again and again, not as exaggeration, but as recognition. There is something monstrous about mastery when technique disappears behind instinct. What made the moment even more compelling was how organic it felt. No exaggerated expressions. No performative smiles. Jungkook looked inward, detached from the idea of an audience. That inward focus often marks an artist on the brink of transformation. While much of today's dance world chases viral trends, this performance felt grounded in fundamentals, balance, control, musicality. Elements that outlast algorithms and fleeting hype. As hours turned into days, the clip only gained momentum. Reaction videos multiplied. Slow-motion breakdowns appeared. Fans looped specific moments, dissecting hand placements, foot angles, micro-expressions. Every rewatch revealed something new. And still, Jungkook remained silent. No follow-up, no clarification. That silence became part of the narrative. It suggested confidence. It suggested patience. This wasn't a teaser begging for attention. It was a breadcrumb placed deliberately. A comeback began to feel inevitable. Not just any comeback, but one rooted in performance. A return that would remind the industry why Jungkook was once considered one of the most formidable performers of his generation. The clip didn't scream. It whispered. And somehow, that whisper echoed louder than any announcement. In an era saturated with promotion, Jungkook let movement speak first. Fans didn't feel satisfied. They felt awakened, like hearing the first crack of thunder before a storm. This wasn't the destination. It was the signal. The question was no longer whether Jungkook had returned as a dance monster. His body language had already answered that. The real anticipation now lies in how far he plans to take this evolution and how the world will react when he finally steps fully into the spotlight again. Because if this was only a glimpse, what follows will not be gentle.